White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that like that.
Who are you and where's your mama?
It's house.
She at the house. You need to go into the house.
I think that playground.
You know people be snatching kids.
No.
Yes, yes, the heck they do. And you just walking up to me, girl, you scared the daylights out of me.
No, my friends.
Huh?
My friends.
Where's mommy?
In the house.
Let's go find mommy? Yeah.
Hi there and welcome to my channel. Why people are telling their children, if you ever find yourself stranded or you get lost, look for a black woman. And as we know, they don't like black people. How comes they are telling their children, they are training them, if you ever get lost, if you ever get stranded, you look for a black woman? Is there something that I know they are not telling us or they don't want to admit about black people? It seems like they trust black people more than their own people. But in front of the camera, they show like they don't trust black people, they trust their white people. Well, I've put more clips so that you can watch, and I want to give credit to the original creators of these clips. And if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe and leave your comment. Later, I'll come back for more commentary.
No, 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 no. Do not come and find me. Find another white woman. Find another white woman. Why find a black person? We probably somewhere out with our kids, nieces, nephews, some other black child. Why do we have to take time from that black child to now focus on the white child? You're still centering yourself. No. And matter of fact, because you know I got stories for days, I'll give you a story. I take my kids to the park. It's a white lady with her two older sons there already, probably maybe 8, 10, and 11. My children are very small right now, or at that time, 2, 7, or 2 and 9. We're there. We ain't got no problems. I ain't talking to her. She ain't talking to me. Another white lady comes with her 2 daughters. We'll say 4 and 2. The little white boy, 10 years old, proceeds to kick this 2-year-old baby off top of a playset. So, of course, the mom with the daughters goes over to the little boy and she's like, hey, don't do that. The white mom of the little boys goes over and yells at the other white mom with the daughters. You don't talk to my son like that. If you have an issue, you come and talk to me. You address me. So then the white mom with the daughters, she's like, you need to teach your son not to be kicking women, kicking girls. Like, what is going on? You don't tell me what you need to teach, what I need to teach my children. These are my kids. You don't tell them anything. And therein lies raising a school shooter. Therein lies raising a school shooter. He did something wrong. But the white woman with the 2 daughters looked at me as if I was supposed to come and interfere in this white altercation. That is not my business. I am not, girl, I'm here. I brought my kids here. I'm just here for the show. I didn't know I was going to get a show when I came, but baby, now I'm here for the show. Stop telling your children to look for black people. Do not look for us. Find refuge in your community. Find refuge in other white women. And if you don't like other white women, then be in community and have conversations with them about why you don't tell your kids to go and find solace in them. Leave us the fuck out of it. No.
I'm sitting in this car trying to gather myself because the wildest shit just happened to me and I'm at a loss. So I was just walking. I was going for a jog at the park and then I started just walking my last couple laps. This little boy runs up to me and he's like, I can't find my mom. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. And first, like, I'm like throwing the fuck off because what do you mean? Like, this little white boy, he had to be like 7, 8. He's panicked, can't find my mom. Please help me find my mom. And I'm like, okay. So we're like backtracking. I'm like, who else were you here with other than your mom? Like, what's your name? What's your mom's name? I was like, where was the last place that you saw your mom at before you got lost? He's telling me all this stuff. So we go back to that location. We're like walking around and I happened to notice there was a bathroom near that location. So like, I walk inside the bathroom with him. I'm like, call your mom. He's like, mom. I'm like, what is your mom's name? And he told me her name. So I'm like, I'm yelling her name. And she's like, yes. She's like, comes out of the bathroom with the little, her other kid who's younger. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, is this your son? And she's like, I'm like, what's his name? And she tells me, I'm like, is this your mom? And he was like, I'm like, cool. So I explained to her, like, your son thought that he was lost, This little boy, y'all, this little boy stops, looks at his mom, says, Mom, you were right. You told me that if I got lost to look for a black lady or a black family, you were right. Excuse me? I was like, what? She was like, my mom told me that if I was ever lost or if I was ever in trouble to look for a black lady or a family. I'm like, what? So I look at her and she was like, yes, I've told my child since like he could formulate words or thoughts that if he's ever lost or in trouble to look for a black woman or a black family because he will be fine. And I'm like, that is insane. And this woman spent the next 20 minutes talking while her kids were playing, talking about the difference between a child asking a white person or a white family for help versus a black woman or a black family. I had never heard of this. She's like, yes, I think every white woman that I know has told their child this. She then proceeds to tell me, she's like, I don't know that black people don't harm children, but I know for a fact that white people harm kids and kidnap kids for fun. I have never, I was at a loss for words. I talk. Like, I didn't even have the words to formulate to explain to her how shocked I was at what because like, I know this to be true. There's never been a time in my black ass life where I have seen a black woman and not thought that like, in the least, she's going to look out. You know what I mean? Like, whether I know you or not, I know if some shit pop off, me and this black girl, we got each other. You know what I mean? I've never doubted that. I did not know that white people knew that. I had no idea that white people knew that black women, like, we're going to take care of. I don't give a fuck who that child belongs to. I don't care that if I've never seen a child, I don't give a fuck if that kid is Asian, white, don't care. I did not know that they knew this. That shit just, it broke my brain. It broke my brain. And I am so glad that I did what I was supposed to do for all of us. Hey, for all my sisters, I passed the fucking test. Because that little boy, I'm talking about, he ran up to me and held my hand. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. That white lady said, and here's the crazy part, I don't know if I told y'all this, she didn't even know that her son was lost. Like, she had gone to the bathroom. I told him I was going to the bathroom. He must have not heard her or whatever, but she was not panicked. Like, she was like, my kid was playing. First of all, why the fuck would you go to the bathroom with your one kid, leave your 7-year-old by himself at the park? Like, insane. Insane, but whatever.
White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost. Hell no, we're not doing this in 2020. You are conscious of it or not, what you are doing is putting our black women in grave danger. And hell no, we're not doing that. Because little Sarah or little Timmy will go running up to some random black woman and she doesn't know what's going on, grab hold of her, and you being frantic, looking for your child, who you should have kept better supervised, you would turn a corner and see your child with a black woman and want to call the police. And that could end up having our black women be arrested, separated from their families, and God forbid, even unalived. Hell no. You Kens and you Carolyn Bryants out there are not going to put our black women in danger. And what really pisses me off about this, white America, on one hand, loves to tell the world that black Americans, especially black American women, are angry and loud and ghetto. But then privately, you are telling your children, now, if you are lost, go find a random black woman, because you know deep down, you can't trust your children with your men and other white women. So you tell them to go find a random black woman. Hell no. Stop telling your kids if they get lost, they need to find a black woman. What you need to do is be better parents and keep them better supervised. Black women, if this happens to you, make sure you record the entire interaction. And if you have someone with you, have them record it too, so that you have more than one set of documentation as to what is going on and what is happening. And please boost this message. A user by the name of Lizzie, her video brought this to my attention along with some others, and I put Lizzie's video in my stories. Go watch it and share it. Boost this video. Better yet, make videos of your own. And in your circles of influence, share this information about what is going on. Y'all be careful out there.
I keep seeing people talk about the white child find a black woman thing, and this is like my take on it. A lot of us black women are taking it back to like when we were the mammy, like back to the mammy days and just keeping it there. But when I think of it past the mammy days, I also think about the fact that we are possibly the safest person that your fucking child could be with. Like, honestly, just a black woman being who she is. And all of us collectively as black women, majority of us can say we will help any child, no matter race, age, any of that. We will help any child in need. So I honestly think it's more so of a thing, like they know their child would not be safe with a white man. They know their child would not be safe with another white woman. And they're not very sure about a black man. They say find black men too sometimes, but they know they'll be safe with us. But let me also say this. I completely and utterly understand our frustration with that shit, because that puts us in danger. It fucks us.
I was in a grocery store today where a random white child ran up to a random black teenager. She looked to be about 15, 16 years old, but probably appeared older to him because he looked to be about 6, 7 years old. So he went up to her, grabbed her hand, and was like, "Mommy told me to find one of you. If I'm lost, can you help?" And this kid, this teenager, deer in headlights, had no idea, looking around trying to figure out what to do. And honestly, I've never trusted that situation. I've never trusted the fact that y'all tell your children to find a black woman for safety, but you tell the world black women are violent, angry, and bitter. Never really trusted that. So I stayed in the aisle, and I'm glad I did, because not even 30 seconds later, here comes his mother with security rounding the corner talking about, "Why are you touching my child?" Black women, if you find yourself in this situation, record everything immediately.
All right, rednecks.
What do you do if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
The nerve of you people is astounding. The true indigenous people of this land, the copper-color foundation of this entire continent, are not your emergency services. They are not your human shield. They are not your human travel center. You think it's okay to be racist up until it serves you. Why are non-black people the only people that get lost? Black American children have to make sure they're never alone with you people. Do you think it's acceptable to ask someone to look after your wild monkeys? The level of psychological sickness that requires someone to be this stupid and delusional is damn near as bad as Trump being president. You know on some deep cellular level that your whiteness is not a source of power. It's a disadvantage. You pretend to not know. But deep down you're all aware that you've all lost your fucking minds. You also know deep down that you've lost power, and it's only a matter of time before this entire reality is set straight. So you look to the kings and queens of this realm. You look to the people whose spirit you could not break, whose communities you could not fully dismantle, whose love you could not eradicate. But that ends today. The free ride on their resilience is over. So here's a new survival tip for little Timmy. If he's ever lost, don't teach him to find a black American woman. Teach him to find a compass. And then teach him to point it east across the Atlantic towards Europe and North Africa, and let him know that's where his people actually come from. Let him walk back the path his ancestors sailed. No, let him find his safety in the homelands his people are so ashamed of.
God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school. And my mom sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman. My mom said this. My mom was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK. She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you. She was never wrong. But it's incredible that my mother said that, and I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff, and she had loads of black friends and stuff, and they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me, she only had female friends. And so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school, it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It's black women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give credit to where credit is due.
I keep seeing people talk about the white child find a black woman thing, and this is like my take on it. A lot of us black women are taking it back to like when we were the mammy, like back to the mammy days and just keeping it there. But when I think of it past the mammy days, I also think about the fact that we are possibly the safest person that your fucking child could be with. Like, honestly, just the black woman being who she is. And all of us collectively as black women, majority of us can say we will help any child, no matter race, age, any of that. We will help any child in need. So I honestly think it's more so of a thing like they know their child would not be safe with a white man. They know their child would not be safe with another white woman. And they're not very sure about a black man. They say find black men too sometimes, but they know they'll be safe with us. But let me also say this. I completely and utterly understand our frustration with that shit because that puts us in danger. It fucks us.
As a black woman in America, I have seen so many of my non-melanin girlfriends on here comment that, or just non-melanin community, and I've never heard this before. I have never heard that y'all tell y'all kids to go find a black woman or bikers, and I'm curious to know why. Like, enlighten me. Like, I've never heard anybody say that that's a thing, but I love that. I love that for y'all. I love that for us, because debunk these myths out here. Debunk the myths. But you are one of several people that have said that this is what they teach their children or have taught their children. And I just love it. I love the unity. I love the trust. But yeah, if anybody can enlighten me on exactly like the background, like where does it come from? I mean, I should know, but like for real, like where does it come from?
And I don't want to hear, if you're in trouble, find a black woman. Don't look for us. At all. Don't. At all. If you're in trouble, call 911, call Paw Patrol. But don't approach us.
Even no more. According to the comments. You know what I'm saying? They're tired, they fed up. They're tired of not being valued, they're tired of not being cherished. They're tired of it all, so, you know, some change that gotta happen at this point. You know what I'm saying? And they said the best apology for them is change behavior. So, you know, until you do that, they just gonna feel some type of way towards it. They're not gonna trust it. You know what I mean? As black men, a lot of black men get in the comment section saying, you know, speak for yourself. I don't owe black women this, I don't owe black women that. And y'all part of the problem, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that you in your life, you treat black women bad, but you can't knock the fact that black women have been treated bad, not only due to us, but society as well. And a lot of us have been forced out the home, so that forced black women to do things that they might not have wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore that. That's a fact at the end of the day. Black women don't deserve that. You know, they deserve apology, they deserve growth, and they deserve help. So it's got to be like that. Got to keep it real, man, all the way around the field. That's what we do on this page.
As we can see, they are trusting black women more than their own people, because they know black women are motherly. Black women have that love that they know that if they see a strange child roaming around, definitely a black woman will help that child. That is the reason why they are telling them, if you see a black woman and you are stranded or you are lost, you look for that black woman for help. They know we are good people. They know black woman is a sweet person, a caring person. That is the reason why they are training their own children to do that. But we know that they also say that black women are bitter, black women are arrogant. So what is going on? How comes they are telling their children that? But the opposite, they are saying the opposite about a black woman. And also we can see this child was told that you go look for a black man, because as he was lost, he said he's looking for a tall black man for help. So they know black people can be trusted. They know black people are royal. They know that black people will not harm them. They cannot hurt these children. That's the reason why they are telling them, if you are stranded or lost, look for a black person. But black people are telling them, if you can trust us, how come you treat us differently? When you see a black person, a black man, if you see them well dressed in a white neighborhood, a rich neighborhood, you pull them over. You want to know, what are you doing in this rich neighborhood? It shows you don't trust that black person. That's the reason why you are suspicious of that black man. What is he doing here? we cannot trust this person. But later you tell your children, if you are stranded, look for a black man, look for a black woman, look for a black person. It shows that there is something that these black people are training their children. They are letting the children know. But as we can see, now Jay-Z's, they are coming up and say, we are for black people. We are trusting black people. They are changing the story. They are changing what has been happening for a very, very long time. Because white people have been training these children opposite of what they are supposed to know about black people. But as we see, now they are saying, the Gen Z are saying, we are no longer listening to that. We are going to the side of trusting black people. Black people are very generous people. There is no way, like me as a black person, there is no way I'll see a child loitering around and leave that child. Either I'll call police so that they can help the child. I'll look for the mother. And I like the way these black women, when they come out to help these children, at least they are recording. It's good to record. Because something can happen later, then they say you wanted to harm the child. It's good to record what is going on. You are seeing a child walking around, and as a black person, that's energy. You know, black people, we have a very positive energy that we have. A child will notice a positive energy. That motherly love, they will notice, and they know this person cannot harm me, cannot hurt me. And that is why what is going on. And a white person has always known a black person is not a bad person. They just decide to treat black people badly in a wrong way. Not that they don't know. They always know. They always know we are good people. Because there is no way you can trust your child to a black person, not knowing that person is a good person. You know we are good people, but they treat us the opposite because they have been treating us the opposite. I want to say bravo to all the women who have come out and helped these children. That shows you are black. As a black woman, you are a special person. And I want to say thank you for all of you who have watched this video. As I've said earlier, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Thank you so much. And leave your sweet comment down below. Thank you.